Moving on again, one major quake will be at least 5.7 to 6.0, and one particular one may occur near the coast of Venezuela or Brazil, or both. I'm not really good with magnitudes and what a 6.0 or 7.0. I really don't know. I'm not good with that stuff. But it's a biggie. It's, tip in the Richter scale. One of them within this year to next year is going to be one of the highest quakes ever, the largest magnitude quakes in history. That's coming up for us between now and 2012. Two will hit very high altitude areas in a 5.0, 6.0 magnitude. Mountains will crumble from the quakes and mudslides. One earthquake may take place in Antarctica, causing major issues with the ice breaking apart and also affecting several scientists who are in the area of Antarctica when the time of the quake hits, killing one of them, at least one of them. Mexico, India, and China are also in danger of major quakes and storms in 2010. I believe one will be so destructive that it could go down in the record books because of the magnitude along with the death toll, which I was just telling you about. One of them's coming up soon. That's going to be one of the biggest ever. So anyway, there's also going to be one out in the ocean. I'm going to get to that. I think that's the next one on the list here. Another major quake will be reported off the coast deep in the ocean. Yeah, there we go. This one will be a huge earthquake, and it will turn in turn, it'll cause issues in several different coastal areas. This will most likely be linked to the tsunami that I keep seeing, which I haven't gotten to yet with you. Next one down, cold, which we're getting it here. It's so cold out. I hate cold weather. Cold will hit just about every area of the globe like never before. It's going to be like a freeze over to the globe. This may have some wondering about the whole global warming theory, and you're going to have those people out there that like to argue about the whole global warming theory, and that's going to come up as an issue because, all this cold, how could it be global warming? Let me tell you, global warming exists, and it is dampering and affecting this planet deeply. So, below normal temperatures throughout the world and in places that are not used to the cold. Unfortunately, this will cause a rise in prices of fruits, vegetables, and orange juice. The cold will hang in longer than normal, bringing us all a late spring. Really, no spring at all because it's going to go simply from cold temperatures to hot right away. It's going, very short warm weather. It's going to go, like I said, no spring. It's just going to go right into summer, especially in the United States and Canada. Snow is going to be a huge problem for pretty much most of the planet, too. There's going to be snow once again in record-breaking places that have never experienced snow in decades or never experienced it at all. And I got this last year in my predictions, and I said it would hit places like Las Vegas, and it did. It snowed in Las Vegas, and everybody told me I was crazy, but my craziness came true. But that's going to happen again. You're going to see more of that. This includes China, Japan, Russia, Korea, United States, and Canada. One major blizzard will go into the record books as thousands of people are stranded in their homes because of the snow is so deep, and several will die due to the frigid temperatures and the inability to get to the hospital. One woman will become famous because she gives birth to her own child in her home because she can't get out of her home. That one will probably be related to the United States, the last part of that. Not the one there. I said the snow is so deep they can't even open up their front doors. Rivers will turn to ice, and one big story of the year will be, unfortunately, a group of kids playing on the ice. The ice collapses, and there's 6 kids that end up in the water or end up deceased. For some reason, I don't see that finished here. But anyway, moving on to my next prediction. If you're just joining us, you're listening to Journey into the Paranormal. I'm your host, Psychic Medium Joseph Tittel. JosephTittel.com is where you want to go to find more information about myself, and click on my blog to find my predictions, which will not be posted till later on this week. They go out in my newsletter first. So anyway, moving on to my 2010 predictions. Water and floods will be no surprise in the new year. Possibly 2 major tsunamis in 2010, and one is going to be as major as the one we had a few years back, I think in the Philippines or wherever that was a few years back. We're going to have another one, a repeat of that, and it may actually happen in the same exact place again. Tropical storms will destroy several islands, including evacuations in Jamaica and Hawaii. Hurricanes will also be a big problem for many of us in 2010, including Aruba and the Bahamas. Florida will have a large path of destruction come late summer, and a total of up to 4 or more states will declare a major state of emergency in 2010 from one storm, or from separate storms. But 4 or 5 states are going to end up declaring state of emergency because it's so bad, the destruction that happens. Obama is going to end up receiving a lot of slack, and he's going to be in the headlines a lot because a repeat of the government's failure to respond in a timely manner, as what happened in Katrina, when the government sat on their butts and didn't do anything about it. And these poor people were out there starving and losing their homes while our government does nothing. They're going to repeat that again, believe it or not. Summer of 2010 is going to be a hot one for most of us, for pretty much the whole planet again. Talk about global warming. I was seeing droughts like never before. I was seeing areas and countries where the lakes and rivers completely dried up and there were nothing but dead, stinky fish lying on the ground. I saw people lining up just to get water, although the line for water could also be related to some other disaster. But I just saw lines of people just trying to get water and a big sign that said water. A real big sign. It looked like it was spray painted on plywood. Water, water here. And people were rushing just to get bottles of water. The heat will cause problems with farmers and even the loss of cattle and other animals. The heat will affect the entire globe, which will also cause problems with different fruits and vegetables skyrocketing in price towards the late summer and early fall due to the loss of all the crops. So that's pretty much my weather predictions. And now I'm going to go down my list, my next list of predictions. And there's a lot of them, folks, so hang in there with me. I'm going to take a break in a minute. I need to take a break in a minute. But I want to get through as much as this. I want to try to get this done tonight. Another major shooting at a school, possibly in the state of Indiana. The number 23 is somehow connected to that number. Either that's the number of people injured, the number of people killed, maybe the date, the 23rd, maybe February 3rd. But this was a major one, like the one that, I don't know if it was last year that it happened, where that guy went in and just started shooting everybody and going into the classrooms. There's going to be a repeat of that, unfortunately. There will be, and again, that's also going to happen out of country, too. There's going to be, you know, it always seems to happen in the United States, but it's also going to happen out of country. So there's 2 of them. There will also, going on to number 2, there will also be a shooting at a mall or other large shopping area, possibly also in a post office in the United States. This will also occur in Europe. July is going to be a very significant month for these shootings. The one, you know, at the mall and the shopping center, this is like huge, big headline stories. You got to remember when I'm reading these are headline stories. This isn't just usually something general that could happen anywhere. This is something that will be top story of the day or the week. Moving on to number 3. More random shootings and robberies in areas such as Los Angeles, New Orleans, New York, Florida, Philadelphia will keep skyrocketing, and crime rate will increase from 30 to 50% in some areas, including the areas I just told you about. That will also include Dallas, Texas, and Phoenix, Arizona, which isn't here. So that's why I say listen to my predictions on the radio, because things come to me as I'm doing it that aren't listed on here. So that's important. An assassination attempt gone wrong against President Obama. And what I mean by going wrong is this person's going to end up shooting somebody else, or some other innocent person is going to be mistaken for Obama. But there's going to be several attempts on it. But, you know, there already have been, folks, but you haven't heard about them because the CIA and all those people are very good at protecting the president. Thank God for that. But somebody's going to get close to him. And this is going to be while he's about to take a stand on. One of them is going to be when he's going to make a speech, when he's going to do a speech. Another one I see is like him walking out of a building, kind of going back to, what's his name shooting? Reagan, maybe? Or something like that. But fortunately, I believe Obama, thank God, will be safe. But it's going to be The sad part is somebody else being shot and mistaken. So, number 5, the United States launches 2 major, I'm talking missile attacks, one against Afghanistan and Iran. Russia will once again become a big problem for the United States, along with more issues caused by North Korea and Japan and China. So these were really huge, kind of like took me back to like Desert Storm, where I just saw huge missile attacks, like going in and bombing the heck out of them, and this is something that you're going to hear big news headline stories.